welcome to the final unit of Angular, which is called Angular Lifecycle Hook. So till now we discussed about the Angular in the form of a application or a component that contains HTML, CSS, TypeScript and so on. But with this session you are going to learn large scale application development and what are the steps that to be connected to the Angular lifecycle hooks. So let us go through the topic. So Angular lifecycle hook are used to key events in the lifecycle of an Angular component. Like see, every one of us will face some situations during our lifetime. The same way, every software developed will have certain stages during its lifetime. So what are the stages of an Angular project in its entire life cycle? Let's have a look. ng on init hook. So means what? It's very simple. It's a short form. I'll expand it. ng on initialization hook means what? You are initializing a component of Angular. Okay, means what? You are creating a component. Okay, you should start the component, right? After creating something you should start it now. That is what they call initialization. Next, on changes. On changes what? Input properties changes means that if there is a change in the input property of the project, then the on changes will come. Okay, do check. So do check is used to detect the changes and to respond to the changes. Understood? Means what? So I am performing a check here. So while I am entering the application, so a common user will give an input to me. Okay, immediately the Angular will perform the check in the input format. If it finds a change, then Angular will react according to that change. Okay, next. After content initialization means what? It depends upon the view of the component. Okay, here we are not talking about the data in component, but it is about the data's view of the component. Okay, next. Content checked. So this hook will check for the projected content in the component view. Okay, next. This is called after view initialization. Means that after performing the complete checks, you can make sure that you can improvise the component view using the document object model or DOM. After view checks means what? After completely checking a component view, immediately the Angular code will check its child properties for any changes. We talk about the parent now till now. Now from now onwards what we need to check? What about the child views? Is there any change in them or not? So we should check them also. Again by using the same technology DOM, but document object model. After completion of everything, means after completion of initialization, taking data, verifying component view, verifying the child data, finally the Angular project will prepare for its destruction or end of the life. Understood? So it is very important to know about Angular lifecycle because after all you are going to work with this because it's a very popular framework till even today. So if you want to develop an application in Angular, must and should you need to be aware of the lifecycle hooks in Angular so that we can expect a best and a better application from you. Understood? So I hope you all understood this session. Now we will end this session with a project, right? Okay guys, so as I promised you, now I am going to demonstrate the life cycle of an Angular project. So for a demonstration, I took the application called Peekaboo. So see, what are the life cycles here? So what are the hooks associated with it? Create a component, right? Okay. So I am going to create a Peekaboo component. So see, you see here, now we created the component. We created a component. Now update the hero. Means what? We are doing the next session. Now see, if I create update hero, see what will happen. So what happened immediately? See, it initialized first. It is performing the check and it will check for the content initialization, and then it will check the content, and then it will view initialization, and then it will check for the view of component, then it will check once again. So after performing every check, you get the message. Now you see my hero windstorm. If I click the update once again, see what will happen. Observe. So see again, check, after content, after view, on changes, do check, after content checked, and after view checked. Means what happening here? So whenever I press this update button, you can see 5 new steps were adding into my project. So see, if you don't believe me, see, here you see. So now I am going to add a hero. What name shall we keep to a hero? So I'll keep a name Angular. So I'll keep add hero. So if I'll press this hero, see what will happen. See what's happening here? Initialized. We have initialized a person called Angular. Next. On changes. Now you can change the value of that. So what is the power? So to our hero, I want to give the power of mind control. Hero name Angular. So you can see here the data is changed here, right? Observe the change. The data is changed and you are getting the change log also regarding that. You can observe the screen here. So this change log is observed by what? Which method is helping you to observe the change log? On changes method. So understood. This component will identify whatever the changes are available or Angular. Next module. Do check. Okay, do check. Now I should check. So what is the power I give to my superhero there? Angular, mind control. So I'll check mind control. Hero name is Angular. So I'll check reset. So once if I'll press reset, see what happened. So the data is reset to enter everything. We came back to the normal data before we entered. Okay. Now next. After view. Okay. So see. Now magenta child view they are saying. I don't like magenta. So I'll add yellow. That's it. Now see. If you observe, whenever I am making a change, the after view checked is noting down each and every change. You see, I am removing one letter. I am giving a backspace to every letter. So it is noting down each and every activity performed over that particular word. This is what do you call after view checked. Understood? Now next. After content. What is the meaning of after content here? Projected content begins. Hero name, suppose magenta there. So I am writing yellow. Again yellow. Now, you observe, see here. What happening here? Now it is checking for the content now. Now before it checked for view. Now the view check is completed. Now it is going for the content that present in view. So don't get confused and observe the output what you are seeing. Next. So if I'll press update counter, see what will happen. So counter means what it will do? It will count the actions, number of actions that are performed over the screen. So how many times I'll update, that many times it will come. Okay, sir, we are unable to see. See, I have pressed the button 11 times itself. So I'll reset, it will come back to 0. And here you see, along with making it 0, it will give my previous value also. See how much particular the angular is? We are only not understanding that, right? Next. So you see, we have completed the entire application. Okay, now I am going back to the first step. Now I want to delete this component. So what? You call this method as ng destroyed. See what will happen. So see, now if you observe down, you won't see any component here. See, here the changes are recorded, that's it, nothing other than that. Understood? So these are the commonly performed operations over life cycle of a angular component. So I hope you all understood this session, and I expect a great developers from you. I want to see a great community of developers from my students, and I hope that will be possible one day. Right. See you soon. Bye bye.